Hi guys. Oh god. Hi guys, it's Marissa and I just finished editing the video and it was 40 minutes long, so I'm splitting it up into 2 parts. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, go and watch part 1. I will link it below. If you have watched part 1, thanks for watching. Welcome to part 2. Hi. The next thing I'm going to talk about is school. For those who care about school. School-wise, first things first, supplies are really expensive. Try not to buy your textbooks until you know which classes you're in, because I bought an Earth Rocks textbook, used the code, set everything up because I thought I was being super proactive, and then I dropped out of the class. So I spent like $100 on an access code for nothing. But I made lists for each class about what I needed, like lab coats, goggles. With your chem lab at Western, you get free goggles, so don't buy your own. I did that. I was stupid. Anyways, like access codes, some classes you only need the online version. There was no classes where you actually needed a physical copy unless there was an online copy, which was like calc, but I'll mention that later. But like, you don't need to get both. Like for physics, I didn't need to get both and I had both. Back in physics, the physical textbooks, barely used, like basically didn't use. Physics was online, calculus was calculus. I didn't understand it. I used my notes from the year before. I'll explain that again too, but barely use that one. To be honest, if you can just buy the access code, buy the access code for physics. Calculus, you might not even bother. If not, you can probably buy textbooks. The like used textbook site made it way cheaper. I bought like my chem books off of there, so that helps if you're trying to lower your costs. But chem you do need to buy. They're like workbooks and you can write in them, but again, you can buy them secondhand. Bio, there's like an online access code. You don't need the physical copy. Didn't buy the physical copy, so don't. And then you also need like the access codes and Labster and MindTap. All these, it's really expensive, so like get used to it. You need like access codes for physics for your assignments, but I think we use them next year, so I don't know. Anyways, it's down. Spanish, I took Spanish as my B elective. I ended up taking the 4 core med science, and then I took a B. Most people take psych, but I had a psych AP credit, which I ended up using, thank God, because I could not do full year psych in university, but I did Spanish instead, and that was a B credit. So there's A, B, and C. C is like science. If you're med sci, that's covered. B is like an arts and humanities class / language, so that's why I took Spanish. Spanish was a full year. And basically for Western you need to graduate with like 1 A credit, 1 full B credit, and 1 full C credit. A, I think psych was A, so I had my A. I'm gonna finish my B after my Spanish test. As for like your schedule, sign up for all the classes you need, the labs. Don't sign up for 1301A first semester and then 1301B in second semester, because it's not like part 1 and part 2. It's like the same course. A just means first semester and B just means second. It's confusing. Go to academic counseling if you're confused, because I had to like basically turn my schedule around because I messed it up. Like E means essay course, F and G is like first and second, but I think it's, I don't know. If there's no letter, it's full year course. But for scheduling, I thought I needed a break after every class, and I was wrong. I don't work like that. I would like get this awkward like 50 minutes in between my classes to sit and do nothing, and it wasn't enough time to like be productive, but it like wasn't enough time to like go back to res or take a nap. I would suggest, if you're gonna have a break, like just 1 for lunch. But I would schedule my classes like 9:30 till like 1:30 straight, and that's how I liked it. I would just go from class to class to class, do my notes, have a lunch break before, if I have a lab. Labs are like 2:30, or if they're in the morning, they're 9:30. At night, it's like 6:30 or something. I don't know. Something like that. You'll see it. Like, give yourself an hour break to give yourself lunch before your labs, because labs can take a while. But like, I scheduled it back to back to back, and that made it way more productive. And then if I didn't have a lab, I could go back and like, or go to the library and sit there for a solid 3 hours and just like grind and do my work and not have to like be interrupted by my classes. So if you work like that, I recommend doing that. Scheduling is difficult. Go to academic counseling, but you don't need to get your B credit in first year. Another thing I would recommend getting, that's kind of a part of school supplies, is an iPad. I got like a 7th gen, like cheapest model. I got the pen and the pencil for like $500. I use it, honestly, once I got it, more than my laptop for class because I use it in physics, Apple Math. Another thing for Apple Math, the textbook's online. Don't buy a textbook. If you have an iPad, at least you can like get the PDF for free because he's good like that, and you just fill it in class. But bio, but yeah, like you kind of have to see how the lectures work for you. But yeah, iPad and pen. Use the student discount at Apple if you're getting a tablet. As for like AP credits, like I mentioned, I did Psych and I actually did AP Calc, and I decided last minute in grade 12 not to do the exam because I was like, oh, like you only get credit for the first semester, and I was dumb and I didn't do research that Med Sci you only need 1 semester of Calc, so I could have written it and been fine. But I ended up not writing it, and I had to do Calc again, and it sucked. So I recommend doing your AP or your HL credit if you're an IB, but Calc in university is it's just like so much harder. I think I got like a 64 by the end of it, which you just need a 60 in Med Sci to stay in, so I was like, okay. But like, Jesus, it was hard. So like, I didn't go to class, but that's because it wasn't useful. Take your AP credits if you have them. Overall thoughts on bio? Kind of annoying. There's a lot of work for bio. It's a lot of microbiome and like cell bio. Just like small things that are not fun. It's not like body systems or anything, so just prepare yourself for that. There's a lot of labs. Bio labs are every week, and one's dry and one's a wet lab. And the dry prepares for the wet lab. And you have like groups, and it's this whole thing. It's really annoying. It's like blended learning. I don't know. But yeah, get used to bio. There's just a lot of work for bio, so stay on top of bio. Calc, like I said, sect. Chem, I mean, it's what you make of it. Go to class, pay attention, do the practice problems on time, and do it properly. Don't just look at the answers. Apple Math in 2nd term is pretty easy to get by. You do it in groups. Yeah, physics is like web assigns and like lectures, and he does a lot of demonstrations, and like the demonstrations are questions, so pay attention, and it's actually interesting, so pay attention. I definitely didn't, but you should. Another thing is Chegg. If you don't feel like you need to spend money on Chegg, I didn't until I got home from this Corona thing, to use it for my things, because I couldn't ask my friends and use theirs. So like if you have a friend who has it, just use theirs. But yeah, Chegg. It's good and it's bad. But you can also find a lot on Yahoo Answers. So my entrance grades, people were wondering what my entrance grades were, and I think it was like, I got into Health Sci like early February, and then I think I got into Med Sci like a month later. My grades were pretty good, and I was like on the higher side of average in high school, I think. Like I was smart, and I was smart. And then I went to university, and basically in university, everyone is smart. So, get used to not feeling as special anymore. I definitely had to get used to not feeling smart and not understanding things right away. Like that was how it was for me. You might be a super genius and you might be fine. But my grades now are like, I mean, like I said, Calc was a 64. But I think like first semester it was like 70 average. So you drop like 20%. And it's like, I've talked to my fact off, and they said it's pretty normal for your first year grades to be like the worst. Like for me, I was just like, I just need to stay in Med Sci this year. I have the rest of 3 years of university to stress about grades for med school. If I end up going to med school, if that's still what I want to do. Like, just get used to not being special. There's some really smart people in university, and it's crazy, and you feel hella dumb. And that's just, get used to it. Study tips. I found that going to libraries were really good. Turning off your phone and like hiding it from you helps a lot. Go in study groups when you need it, but like sometimes don't like overdo it. It can overwhelm you if you're in groups. Any other study tips? Go to office hours only when you need to. But yeah, that's pretty much how school went. I feel like I didn't really cover that much. But if you have more questions, again, like DM me or comment. And then the final topic, the last topic, the most exciting one, is partying. Western is a fat party school. It has a party reputation. And I would say it's pretty true. I kind of split it up into different types of parties. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is res parties. Like I mentioned, I was in O-Hall, Ontario Hall, and that's like a hybrid one. There's less partying in O-Hall than there would be in Delaware or Saugeen, I would say. But in O-Hall, there were like certain floors that would have be like party floors, just like people who would throw the parties. So there was actually on my floor, and then two kids got zoinked out of res because they were like being really inappropriate and like just being really rude to RAs. So if you have a party, like be nice to the RAs and like just close the doors. They're fine with it if your doors are closed and you're not like making a fat ruckus. Just walk around and you'll find it. But RAs will tell you, like I said, not to walk around with open cans. So like bring a tumbler, like those Starbucks tumblers or like those Nestle bottles, like any plastic bottle. We only went to Saugeen once, and basically how we experienced Saugeen is just like a whole bunch of floor hopping, and we got drunk really fast because we didn't think we could bring alcohol in, and like there's a whole check-in thing in residences. They make you check in just to stop more people from coming. Going to Saugeen was more of a thing in the beginning, just because it was like new, and Saugeen's known for being the zoo, and it was a zoo. It was actually quite fun. I was too drunk. We got drunk. We were really drunk by 9 because we got there so early because we had to. But yeah, we ended up meeting our friend Amy who lives there. So like go with someone you know, and then they'll like take you to like where they know the party's gonna be and stuff like that. If not, you kind of show up and hop around and you'll find something. One of the most fun res parties we went to was Essex. Essex is one of the apartment style residences, and that houses the engineering floor. There's like specialized floors in different buildings for different faculties. But Eng kids lived at Essex, and the Eng kids go hard because they study hard, play hard. Like after our chem test or like physics or something, they had a fat party. They like broke ceiling tiles. It's like crazy. If you follow Party Life or Western Savages, like you'll find out. So get to know the Eng kids. They have good parties. Another thing that happens is frats. Frat culture is far smaller than at Western than it is at like UBC or U of T, like the bigger ones, just because I think, no tea, no shade, but UBC and U of T like don't really have house parties or res parties, and they have nothing else to do, so they like frats is their thing. We only went to one, and it was like Halloween, I think, but we went to Kappa Sigma. Yeah, we went to Kappa Sigma. The thing about that was that you needed wristbands to get in, and they sell wristbands. But what we ended up doing, because we couldn't get a wristband, is we literally photocopied someone else's wristband. It was like some green wristband. You can probably print them. We didn't need to photocopy it. And we just like put them around our wrists. The person who sold it to our friend's name, I'm not gonna out them, but we just wrote their name on the thing, because that's who sold it to us. And like frats, to be honest, if you're a girl, they will just let you in because they just want as many girls there as possible. Frats. Copied wristbands for free, wrote names on it, taped them to our wrists with scotch tape, and then just walked in like this, flashed our arms, and they're like, yeah, come on in. And just like, okay. So pro tip for frats, just like photocopy it, write their name on it. But yeah, that was Kappa Sigma. That's the only one we went to. House parties, first year wasn't really a thing. We only went to one for FOCO, and then Halloween we went to one. It was alright. We had to like pay for it. We didn't know anyone there. And then the last thing was clubs. So once we all had fake IDs. I've had mine since Japan. Abby just got a hand-me-down. My friend Kayla, she went on Tinder and Bumble. Highly recommend this. Just like set yourself as a guy and then looking for girls, and then just swipe right on people who look like you, and just like put in your bio looking for a fake ID. If they're willing to sell it to you, they'll swipe right on you too, and you'll match, and then you talk to them. But she found one for like $30. She got she got one copy. $30, got it that day. We were sitting in the Starbucks, and an hour later she got it. So I recommend doing that. A lot of people use like older siblings, so like sisters, brothers, I guess. But yeah, using older siblings. Or I heard that in Toronto, downtown, they sell like ID souvenirs. That's what Audrey told me. And you literally just go into the back of the store, get your photo taken, tell them where you want to be from, and all your info, and then you have a fake ID. I think those ones are not as good. I got mine online on ID Viking. What I did for mine, and I literally didn't get rejected once, I chose one from Washington, from the States. I used that, and they didn't doubt it for a second. I literally only got second pieced once, which is dumb because it's my face on the thing. I got it second pieced once at Belfort. Again, don't know why, it's my face. I just gave them my second piece because my name is on the thing. I just gave them my student card and they're like, okay, let me in. I never got rejected once. I don't think my parents know. Do they know? But if you get it on ID Viking, they send you two. I wasted one in Vancouver because they fucking took it away. But this is her. Look at that. Like, it's absolute crap. Horrible laminating job. Here's my impressions of the different clubs. Belfort was like sex dungeon vibes. Like the person who owns it, it's like this, or like one of the girls who manages it, this like platinum long blonde hair, but she dresses in like all black and like she's super pale. Literally looks like she owns a sex dungeon down there. But it's like kind of in one of the more dank clubs, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like it's Belfort, but like they're easier to get into, I think. Lost Love, a little bit cuter, white, neon signs everywhere. Easy. Belfort was easier to get into. Lost Love I think would be second to get into. If you just like stand there and wait, they just let you in sometimes. But that is like more like there are more second year students there just because it's their type of club. So I mean it might be different next year just because I don't know. But that was Lost Love. And then Seeps is just Seeps. It's a classic. Monday was dollar beers. Tuesday or something. Wednesdays there's like dollar beers and wine Wednesdays. Thursdays was Seeps night. It's like Seeps' thing for Thursdays, but like I think Belfort is open. Fridays is like DIY. You can do any of them. Saturdays DIY. Sundays there's something that goes on Sundays. I can't remember. But Cowboys too is like the bull riding one. We never ended up going. The thing about clubbing though is like the most fun, but you also spend the most. Coat check at every place is like minimum $5. Oh, we also went to Jack's. That's like an older crowd too. But coat check is $3. If you need a coat, which I recommend you wear a coat, but take a picture of the ticket, it's $3. Then you have cover, which is $5. And then drinks are like $70 for 2 shots. That's a lot. I think it's stupid. I would drink a lot before, and then it would hit me when we were there. Or bring like a little vial that you can like slip. I think a flask would be too big, but like a little vial, so you can take like a shot to like keep going, take it in the bathroom or something. But that's why I made it less expensive. Stories from the clubs. Hook up with second years. That's way better. Because you will see a lot of the first years you hook up with in your calf and class. Didn't see anyone I hooked up with after. It was mostly hooking up at clubs. Residences, if you like were already talking to someone, I think, sort of. I mean, but depends on who you are. For me, it was like pretty much just clubs. Another thing I forgot to mention is, like first year student council, they would put on dances for us. For like we had like formals and like dances and like raves. One of my friends hooked up with 3 people in like 10 minutes at one of these things, so that's an option too. Just kind of like go wild but be safe. Like club, stay with your friends, keep good communication. Like Uber home together, it's cheaper. That is pretty much partying at Western. There's definitely gonna be a lot more of it next year, so I'll do a second year update maybe. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have more questions, DM me, comment, anything. My Instagram is Marisa Wong _. Follow my TikTok, same at. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope that was informative and I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have more questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok.